Happy full moon in Virgo. I'm going to get a reading on this energy for us all today. And I came on live because I just uploaded 3 of the zodiac readings. I did all of the earth signs. And I check my videos to make sure that they upload okay. And it looks as though if you're watching the videos on your phone, it's okay. But if you're watching them on your computer or a bigger screen, the picture got condensed into a very small box. And I'm not really sure what's going on there. But I do know that, you know, technology keeps changing and shifting for us. So we got to go with the flow there. But so leave a comment or a message if you're viewing this in an odd format, because I'm not sure what I need to do on my end to adjust, if anything, or if it's just one of those weird things. And all of a sudden I'm getting a lot of tones and frequencies in my right ear, so bear with me here. It's very interesting energy. So Virgo energy, the yin energy. Virgo energy is very organized and can be analytical. It is, but it is yin energy where it's moving the energy, the information, the organized information inwardly. The information, sorry for my cat, she's a little restless. The information that Virgo receives, or that we receive in Virgo energy, we take it inwardly and organize it so that we know what makes sense to us, what the next steps would be. And then we have the Aquarian energy that kind of offers some disruption and maybe a little confusion to the mix, but all in all, it's meant for us to grow and evolve and learn. So it's been very interesting energy for me. I had a few breakthroughs personally this morning with my Chiron activity, because Chiron is still working very closely with the north node of the moon, and that is an important aspect to pay attention to. I don't know if we're going to need this or not. So hello, everybody. Hi. Let me know if you can see me okay, because that was my first question, was how is this showing on your end? Like I said, when I uploaded some of the zodiac today, the picture is very, on the phone it's okay, but if it's on a computer or a bigger screen, it's very condensed. And so I don't know what's going on. Hi Martin, happy Virgo moon to you too. Last live I watched had some lag in it. Yeah, we were getting hit with a lot of solar activities too. There's been, I didn't think I was going to come on today, but after uploading the earth signs and then seeing how it uploaded, I'm like, oh, I gotta go live and just kind of chit chat. And then I thought, well, we're gonna just pull some cards on this energy as well. The interesting thing that I found with my Chiron, and I was asking questions to my guides, and I got guided to look at my astrocartography for my chart, and that is just showing you the different lines for each planetary placement. And anyway, I know that most of my Chiron lessons and triggers have been through people from a specific ethnicity. Italian, I'm just going to say Italian, they're all, you can't make it up. And then I see that my Chiron line runs right through Italy. So interesting, some of the things that I've learned today. But I really had some breakthroughs when it came to the healing of Chiron, or the understanding of it all, because I had another experience yesterday that I knew. I had an inner knowing that this is Chiron. And it was somebody kind of just testing me and challenging me by trying to have authority over me, telling me what to do and where to go. And it was triggering something really deep in me. And I was at the same time like, is this person serious right now? But it brings up this emotion that doesn't really match what you're experiencing. My whole body got hot, and I was just like, this is Chiron for sure. Hi, Karen. Beautiful. So you guys can see me okay? You can hear me okay? Everything's okay? Because it's been a little wacky. I will say that. Mob mentality. Yeah, so when I got home, I was hosting a support group. I was which went amazing, and it was just we had a very spiritual experience, and there were 7 of us, and that's such a spiritual number. But I couldn't have been happier with it. But before the group started off, I got tested and challenged big time. And when I got home, I sat with that, like, I don't want to carry this. I know this is a test. It's just, how do I transmute this? Can I just let this go? And lo and behold, I did get taken on a little Chiron journey of understanding a little bit deeper as to, how to handle that. And, I already know the whys, but it's like, what do I do with this? Because I don't want to keep experiencing this over and over again. And apparently, if you think about it, like, this is what I got. So if you think about your life like a video game, let's just put it in that perspective. When we're born with these certain codes, because I think of everything as like mathematics and codes and the synchronicities and everything. And I really see Chiron linked to the synchronicities that we see. But we're born with these certain codes. And I think they're even linked into our DNA. This is just what I was like getting in a very strange way. But by the time we're like 4 or 5, up to like before we turn 7 anyway, we have our first, the code like opens up and we emit these signals out. And it's like, okay, okay. It's time for Paige to have her first Chiron experience, meaning this was unresolved stuff from past lives, and not just one, but multiple. It's like over and over and over again. So that's why the wound hits so deep and painful. Because you can even grow up with having the most amazing parents and family and still have deep-seated Chiron wounds. We all do. So it's like emitting a signal saying, and there are certain people that are signed up that take that signal. Their higher self picks up that signal and knows what to do. This is how people, if you ever had like a relationship or conversation with people and out of nowhere they say something or they do something completely out of character, and it's like, who are you? Where did that come from? It's like their higher self, there's a code that goes out and it hits their higher self, and blah, it comes out of them to you to really trigger that wound. I don't know, it was very interesting how I was picking it up. I believe we have a source code. Yeah, like these codes. And there's different ones, but like the Chiron code is the wound that we are meant to transmute. And until we are able to not move beyond it. It's not something you can sweep under the rug, but it's something that you can finally see for what it is and change the energy. So that's what I was trying to do with this person last night, who was triggering one of my past life wounds, or Chiron wounds. And I was suddenly able to see her like very innocent, and I mean, I could see also her woundedness needing to feel, I mean, maybe she felt threatened by me. Sometimes I have that energy too, that like puts that out there, to have dominance over. It just made no sense, and the timing, it was such a very sacred time and space, and very tranquil. And I'm like, where is this? Why now? Why is this happening now? But anyway, when we're able to like actually crack that code, basically our Chiron code, we can start to transmute that energy, and hopefully it, not have to re-experience it over and over again. Because I know some people with their certain Chiron wounds, they're constantly getting triggered over and over and over again, and it's just like, there's gotta be we must be missing something here. So I wanted to share that anyway with you guys. Certainly feel free to chime in and let me know what you think about all that. But yeah, so we emit signals out, and that's how we either attract certain people into our lives, or we attract certain words, certain actions, certain sentences, certain triggers. We attract them to us during certain times, especially when Chiron's very active, and it's time. It's time for growth. It's time to heal. Really, it's time to heal the wound and transmute the energy, so that we're not carrying that into the next life. All right, let's. I'm going to start off with Moonology, and tap into this energy here. It's Pisces energy. So the sun's in Pisces, Virgo moon opposing Pisces. So we've got a lot of that energy in the mix too. It's a very, I feel more connected lately. But I also feel more, I guess sensitive is the word. It's not like I couldn't put myself out there, like in public. I was just in a group setting last night. It's just that I feel like, at least today, I was supposed to travel. I was supposed to be away this weekend. Seems like this is really a time to take good care of my energy, take good care of my physical body, my mental, emotional, spiritual energy. And I'm really glad that I chose to do that. Yeah, the moon stores the deep memories, the subconscious too. It sure does. So we have balance, spirituality, and practicality. And maybe that is why many of us do feel like, or maybe we're in that integration phase. I was saying about energy, where we circulate energy, and then we have to have integration energy, and we circulate energy, and then we have to have some downtime to integrate. Circulate, integrate, circulate, integrate. I feel like this is an integration period, at least for me, so that we're better able to balance that. practical daily life with spirituality. So we're walking in this life. I don't know how many of you notice, but it's almost as if the shift has definitely taken hold into a newer dimension or just frequency where the sky color is much more vibrant. Everything feels more crisp and sharp, and the things that I'm seeing, sensing, smelling, feeling is all very different. And maybe it's just the sensitivities are extra. But it's important to take our spirituality into our every waking moment and sleeping throughout your journey. And I think we're at this integration period where we don't like fall unconsciously asleep again at the wheel, you know, bringing Mars and Venus energy into equilibrium. Right. That's it. And I feel like that's what I'm doing right now. It's not that it feels weird. It just feels like there's still my Mars energy is still telling me like you should be doing something. And the part of me knew like I just leave social media alone, leave the readings alone. You can do them next week. And the other part of me was like, well, what else am I going to do? I want to do readings. I want to do these readings. And it wasn't like from ego because there were messages coming to me. And what do I do with all that information, you know? I know it's not all for me. Walking with grace. I've taken that from your last live. Yes, grace, my favorite word. And that is something that every morning and every night when I have dialogue all the time with spirit, but I'm always being very thankful and grateful, and always asking to be watched over and just hovered or showered with grace. Allow me to emanate grace. And that has really taken me a long way, you know, because I love it. Exactly. I do love it. But then technology started acting weird. I'm like, I guess this is just a challenge. I shouldn't let it get me down. Instead, I just laugh at it. I have to really laugh at the way technology responds to me. Sometimes it works really wonderfully, and then other times it's going to challenge me, and it is what it is. But laughing at it for sure. So that'll be our starting card. Balance, spirituality with practicality. And the amount of people who are really, should I say, not necessarily in the closet with regards to their spirit side and their psychic senses, but they're not sharing a lot with other people. And I did notice this forming the support group and just in dialoguing with other people throughout my journey, that when they're with me, they're like open and sharing, but they're like, I can't talk about this with anybody. Like, this is just something I keep to myself. And that's something we want to shake off as well. It's not anything to be ashamed of. It's not anything to, I think that's also past life fears from those of us who have been burned at the stake or hung or, you know, tortured for practicing witchcraft or whatever, when we're just alchemizing and gathering herbs and for medicines and connecting to spirit, you know. Hi, Darren. Let's see here. Mind and heart. I was just watching your other video you just posted. I didn't understand the trickster energy, so I got hot and bothered. Oh, I'm emanating grace again. Hello. Well, trickster energy isn't anything to be concerned about. It really is, it's kind of the cosmic jokester. And for the most part, it's the mind that kind of plays tricks on us sometimes. I had this happen to me last night. Somebody really hit one of my Chiron wounds, and I would consider that being trickster energy, trying not to take it face value. It is. It's the jokester. It's a fool. And it's all just for revealing whatever you got hot and bothered about. That's what you want to like focus on. That's something that you want to work on transmuting and healing. So yeah, I always tell people, I know that I trigger people, I not intentionally, but I know that I just factually know that I do. And for those that can take it and can share that, know that I never intentionally would ever want to trigger anybody, but that trigger is actually a key to unlocking you from past life wounds, childhood wounds, and they always feel so much deeper and bigger than what the source that triggered it is. So it's like, why does this feel so intense? Why do I feel so angry? Or why do I feel it's because it goes back. It goes way, way back. And it's something we've carried multiple lifetimes. So we're just like over it. So over it. We learn the most from those triggers. Yes, Karen, yes. Let's see here. How can you connect to my intuitive side? When I meditate, I feel vibrations, but that's it. Be patient. Be patient, and truly, it's when you're thinking about it or trying, that's when you're kind of not in the flow. But if you go in nature or you put an intention out there, like help me to understand my intuitive senses, you'll get confirmation. And that's how the universe shows us in the beginning, is just confirmation. Somebody else will repeat something you were thinking, or just confirm one way, shape, or form your a lot of times when we're picking up or receiving messages, it just sounds like it's our own voice talking. That's the most common audience, is our own voice. So you have to be able to decipher the feelings and sensations in your body when those messages are coming through. So you know it's not just your thoughts, because they're not. They're not just your thoughts, if that makes sense. I'm sorry. Let's see here. Experiencing a heart-opening procedure at the moment with the help of people I should not be getting annoyed with. Aw, understanding it better now. Good, good. Yeah, I mean, we're all getting triggered. And it gets easier when you understand those triggers and that how that's coming in through other forces. Really, it's interesting how I've been witnessing it lately. But in reflecting back to some of my deepest, like, I've been deeply wounded by certain people that it was very out of characteristic for them to do or say what they did that deeply wounded me or triggered me. And now, knowing what I know, I recognize that it's like their higher self and my higher self have a contract. They have an agreement, and so they're working together and on another plane, and it comes through the crown chakra. So it's like a video game. I mean, I hate to say that, but it really, that's my brain goes right to like video games. Probably because my son played video games his whole childhood, and my brothers, and I would dabble every now and then, and it just, you get these codes, and you got pitfalls and challenges and prizes and all kinds of things. Sounds like number synchronicities. Well, I was going to say, and once you start to see and recognize your wound, the trigger, like from a different perspective, when you start to heal or transmute that energy, that's when all the number sequences start to really show themselves. If you notice, like, it's very interesting. That's the other thing that I've been noticing, because it's all like mathematics and um, geometry, and the way it works is fascinating for sure. So I should forget about it. um, well, not forget about it. Like, have an intention to, show me. Just ask the universe, please show me, confirm to me some of my intuitive senses, and then forget about it, because it may take a little while. It could be instantaneous. Sometimes we get an instantaneous confirmation, but a lot of times then just be patient. It will come. It will show. It will show itself through songs. It will show itself through things that you read, things that you hear. Anywhere, any form will confirm something that has been going on in your head that's actually not your thought, but it's an intuitive message for you. A healer will trigger you. It's inevitable. That's their purpose, to trigger you into healing, to trigger your wounds to surface, to trigger you to face your own darkness, trigger you into, yeah. That's the problem I have with them, Martin. Forgiveness was my hardest lesson. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, mine was, and I think last summer I kept getting big messages about premature forgiveness, because some of us, myself included, having the knowing that we know, want to just keep moving, and sort of just like, okay, I forgive them, but truly there's another part inside that's like not ready to forgive yet. And so forgiveness comes naturally. It really comes naturally through the growth process, through the evolutionary process. The more and more we expand and get out of the density of our perception. So Caroline Mace, she's an amazing teacher, and used to work as a medical intuitive for a long time. She has this brilliant way of teaching consciousness, and she has this think of a high-rise building structure with multiple floors, and the building itself, that structure isn't going anywhere. That is your structure. But when we're born, we're typically we start off on the ground floor. So on the ground level of a high-rise building, your view is going to be just of the street, like right, what's on the ground view. But as you rise up, as you go up to the next level, to the next floor, or even up to the penthouse, the view is completely different. You can see everything all around you, but it does cost more to live in the upper levels. And when I say cost, not money, but it costs you your old life, basically. There's a lot of things you have to be able to let go of truly to move up in the floors of the building, if that makes sense. I hope I didn't butcher it too much, but I love that concept that she uses. Accepting, integrating, and loving your shadow to trigger you to grow into your highest self doesn't mean they're bringing out the worst in you. On the contrary, they're bringing you closer to them. Yes, dreams, to the best in you. Intentions and energy matter. That's okay. Perspective. Yes, yes. Happy snow moon. Hi, Heather. Yes, yes. Yes to all of that, Martin, and all of you. And it is. The different levels, the different floors are different perspectives. And each time you get to a higher perspective, or up from the ground floor, you're able to see so much more around you. You're more expanded. On the ground floor, all you see is what's right in front of you. And sometimes that can be that's the density. That can be uncomfortable, you know? So we're starting off with the first card, balance, spirituality, and practicality. So I feel like we're in an integration phase right now, collectively. And we're working through some of the, you know, things that we have to release still, or just understanding. And even still, as long as we are at that perspective, we're not on the ground floor. We're in some of the higher floors where we can see more from an eagle's view of life and what life is showing us. That really helps to balance your practical day to day, because life will change for you. It truly will. The way you interact with other people, the way that life interacts with you. Of course, there's always going to still be tests and challenges. That's just part of life. But living from the higher perspectives and connection, constant connection to the higher realms will change your life experience for sure. And the phone battery died, so I was kind of freaking out. Oh, you're funny. Yeah, let's get a couple more cards here. So Pisces energy again. Pisces energy always begins with, it's the very last sign of the zodiac. It is the 12th house, the house of endings. It's also a very spiritual house. Pisces is very spiritual energy, but it begins, we begin in the phase of Pisces. We're wrapping up the whole 12 zodiac cycle. And so we're coming to a completion of something every time we hit Pisces. And so there are certain things in our life that begin to decay. You'll find that certain things that you once were interested in, suddenly they don't mean much at all anymore. Things start to come undone and decay, but they must. These are, and it could be something big, it could be something little. Whatever it is that you're meant to naturally, organically let go of, because once you do, the other part of Pisces is a huge expansion of awareness and consciousness, and it's amazing, really. We're wrapping up the entire 12 zodiac cycle. So everything each sign the sun goes through, as well as all the planets, we have very specific energies and experiences, and depending on where it's hitting you in your chart, we're all learning and growing through that type of cycle. I wanted to be a butterfly, and everyone was looking at me like a daddy long leg. Aw, no, not at all. We are all butterfly. I think that we're all just about ready to bust out of the chrysalis. But we got to let that Pisces energy do its work too. Truly. We got to let some things decay and die off. And when they do, we have to be prepared to let them go. Whether it's a perspective, a mindset. I even had to do that yesterday in a couple ways. And I found that my confidence grew when I did. My confidence in myself and in my life path. So I experienced the full metamorphosis of Pisces energy just within 3 hours last night. It was pretty miraculous because I was able to really transmute some more dense energy that was linked to, some things that really triggered me, that I was like, all right, I see this, I know what this is. And I'm not going to fall for it. I'm not going to fall for the trickster energy. I'm going to first rise above it, not respond to it or react to it, but respond in the way that my heart and my soul are telling me, because I'm also not going to like run and hide from something. And when I got home, I got messages and I got a little pat on the back, like, you passed the test. And I'm like, thank you. I noticed because the rest of the night went beautifully. It was amazing. There's perfection in our imperfection. Yes. Embrace it all. Absolutely. There is no such thing as perfection, but from what Martin's saying, I agree with that 100%. And it's not, it's not a race. It's not, we all have our own very unique life path with our own very unique challenges, triggers. No two life paths are the same. No two experiences, or not even identical twins. Nothing. Everybody's is very unique to them. And we have to have compassion and empathy for what each person's going through. And for those who can finally gain more perspective and understanding of that aspect of life, we are able to sort of have that compassion and empathy for others who are going through a really hard time and getting triggered over and over and over again, and just spinning out or burning out and having a really tough time. But also, when we heal our wounds, we then begin to emit the energy of the healer. And you'll notice people coming to you, even if you're not like a practicing healer. Random strangers will tell you, they'll talk to you about some of their problems or issues, or people start to feel comfortable with you to unload or unpack whatever heaviness they've been carrying in them. And I've experienced this my whole life. So that's definitely something that I've been trained for, I think, for a while. I've learned to lean into it. My North Node is in Pisces. Wow. My North Node's in Aquarius. I started eating Irish butter. We're all connected somehow in the cosmic web. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Have you dove into astrocartography by any chance, Martin? It's very fascinating. Very fascinating. For anybody who's wondering what that is, there are many websites for free. You can get your astrocartography map. If you know your time of birth, you just have to put in your birth information, time of birth, place of birth, and date of birth. And you'll see, it'll show you a map of the lines, like your Saturn line, your Pluto line, your Venus, Mars, like all of your planetary lines and where they fall in the world. And for me, my whole life, I've randomly, spontaneously have been brought to different places in the world. And some of them multiple times, and they have different energies and vibrations and feelings to them. And I have very unique experiences in these different places around the world. And so when I really started looking at my Chiron line, it's funny because where I live is right on my Black Moon Lilith line. And that makes a lot of sense. But my Chiron line goes across, goes straight down, I think. It goes right through Italy, which explains a lot for my experience. Just heard of that. And namography. Yeah, I haven't looked into the namography, but the astrocartography is fascinating. Very fascinating. So it's an interesting science. There's many different ways to dig into what's really going on here for me, because why am I having the experiences I'm having, and how can I gain a better understanding of all of that? First of all, astrology is, when I found astrology, like the true astrology, not just the sun sign stuff. I was just blown away at the accuracy. It's a map. And yeah, you're still going to have tests and challenges, but the understanding is so worth knowing. Of course, it's not the easiest thing to learn. There's so much to learn, and I'm in kindergarten when it comes to astrology. Do you know where in Ireland your ancestors are from? I don't. I was told it was Northern Ireland. I was told that by not really my family, but by these twins that I had met. They were from Ireland. They were friends of a friend, and they took my last name, McHugh, and they said, "Oh, that's from the name." They said that was from Northern Ireland. Oh, you should pull a map. It's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. I've never been to Ireland. Of all the places I've been, I've always wanted to go, and I had an opportunity, and then it all fell through. My brother's been there many, many, many times. So next chance I get, I'm coming. I'm going to come and visit, because it's definitely a place that I want to visit. I've been to London. I've been to France. I've been to pretty much almost every Caribbean island. Where else have I been? Read Angela's Ashes. It's better than the film. Oh, I've heard about that. Okay. Trapped in fear. Love begins. Oh, okay. Crown chakra. Mental conflict. Okay. Here we go. Here's the love message here for us all. I'm already resonating. Because this has definitely been another part of my journey that I had experienced another big purge last week. I want to say it was Wednesday or Thursday. I don't remember. This big wave of energy. I talked about it in the last live. Took over me. And it started off with, anyway, let's go into the message here, because overall, I think that they're speaking about many are still confused in the mind about what's happened to them in their past when it comes to opening the heart and receiving and giving love from the heart. Because the heart has been deeply wounded. So there's still this fear. Unconsciously or consciously, there's many of us that are still trapped in fear when it comes to expressing or receiving, opening up fully to love. And you may go in and out of this. This is what I've been experiencing too. When I go into sessions, even when I'm on here, my heart chakra is wide open and I'm giving and receiving, but there are other times where and this might be natural, where I feel like I've got to guard it. There are certain people that come into my energy field and my heart chakra closes. Not that I'm mean or anything, but I'm just very protected. There's a protector that's going on there. But that's linked to some fear. That's linked to some past wounding and pain. Crown chakra, we're going to get deeper into this. But there have been dreams, probably a lot of important dreams. I've had a lot of vivid dreams lately that are really trying to help us untangle from the past, heal from the past. Because what's below mental conflict is passion ignited. So this is telling me between the mind and the heart, there's conflict. And it's all linked to fear. I'm not confused about who I love. I'm confused about how I'm going to show it after everything I've done, which is a lot. Right. It's not the confusion of who, it's the confusion, exactly, of what to do. Or how do I process this? How do I move on from this? How do I release this? There's some fear here about going too deep into that pain. Yeah, give it to yourself, exactly. But there's fear here about either going too deep into that pain, that wound. There is a lot of self-love here. Let's keep going. Because we all do, we all need love. We all seek love. Now, this is a song my uncle, my uncle was in many bands. He's a musician. And one of the band's songs, it starts off with, they're in the grocery store. I don't know all the words. We all need love. We all seek love. We all go to different places to find find love. I don't know why that song just came into my head. Tell me about trapped in fear. Thank you. Okay, here we go. The mind, the trickster, all over again. The mind runs the show until we recognize that. That's still being on the ground floor of that skyrise, that building. Fear of somebody hurting us again. Fear of repeating the past. There's a trust factor here. Because, here we go, the Lovers. The trust factor is when we're still on the ground floor and we're looking at people the way that we always have. We're not in the level of consciousness or in the spiritual realms to see others as a reflection of spirit, a part of the spiritual game that we're in. I think that many, if not all of us, have had a very key soul contract with another, a lover, that literally opened our bodies, mind, soul, heart up to true divine love, which is rare. It's different. It is unconditional love. It is the mother's womb. It is the sensation of home. Home, not on this planet home. And then we had our hearts broken and all that pain. But truly that what that opened us up to, showing us our own ability to love, and then showing us the deep woundedness that we already carried, that we need to heal from, so that we can have this divine love with ourselves, with life, with ourselves, and with others. Don't lose yourself in someone else trying to find it. That's right. Scott says, it's hard to love anymore. I love everybody, but that precious love has been vacant since the last one. Right. Exactly. And that's what this message is saying, that it's almost like I hate to use drugs, but I just have to use the euphoric sensation of, let's just call it some euphoric love drug that you've never really, you you know you felt this before, but you've never really felt that before with another person until the one came and activated you to show you that that's actually your energy. That is actually oxytocin, yes. Intoxicating, yes. That activation is actually your own energy. That is your own divine blueprint of unconditional love. It's cosmic love. And it does release the oxytocin throughout the body. It's extremely intoxicating. And it's very addictive too. And that's another reason why the pain is so severe when that person that activated you suddenly shuts down. They're deactivated. It's like they were activated by divine, like we're both very much activated by this divine light, and there's a deep connection. And then it's usually for me it was 7 months. For others, it's like 3 or 4 months. It depends. Everybody's different. You start to notice that they're going more and more unconscious as we're starting to become more and more awakened. And so both entities, both people go in opposite directions. And you try to hold on to it because it's like, no, but this feels so good. This is the one. And it is the most excruciating pain. And it doesn't even make sense logically, that pain, if you really think about it. But that person activated something in you that is very rare for us to feel on this planet. It is our true nature. Yet, because we're in this density, it's hard to cultivate ourselves. But know that that is your energy. That is your own energy. It is not the other person. So we can actually conjure up and bring this energy back to life. And that's truly what this path is showing us. We have to bring that energy back to life for ourselves. We have to be our own lover, best friend. And I've successfully been able to do this. It's up and down. It's not a constant, but you walk around like you're high. You're super high, and you like nothing in the world could take you down kind of thing. That's that divine cosmic love, which is our true nature, truly. Sometimes we just gotta really love ourselves, and then we become capable again. Yeah, that's the name of the game. That truly is. And it sounds so easy till you get to the wounding and the fear and all the other patterns. But we're working through that. I mean, we have been for years. We have been we've been working in this elevated state of energy, whether you're aware of it or not. Well, the first blast that I recall personally was 2012. And then the second blast was 2018. And that's when I had my activation, and then it shut down. But I held on to it. I held on to it because also it activated all my psychic senses and all of these other things that I knew I had, but it gave me the strength and the bravery to really leave a lot of stuff behind that was not healthy for me and move on to this path. So, I still had I had to go through the pain and the healing. And it still visits me from time to time. It's not often, but I did have a visit from it, this pain, from this separation, or I don't even want to call it separation anymore, but the longing, because there's still a connection. There's still some kind of energetic entanglement that's there that I think I'm personally unraveling it pretty quickly now with a lot of the downloads that I've been getting. We are getting downloads. We are getting information that's helping us accelerate and grow and move on our journey. Let's see what you guys are saying. Yes, I'm starting to understand that part now. It's Aaron. Hello again. Hello, Kimberly. Thank you for reading and the light you spread on us. Thank you. You're welcome. Nothing's easy. No, it's not, Darren. Took me over 3 years. I'm finally finding my way. Good, Scott. At least I'm not alone here. No, you are not. You are not alone at all. Look, this is for all of us. We got the lovers and love begins. Let's see what they want to say about the crown chakra. Because the thing is that, beautiful. We don't want to disengage or detangle with the anger or hate or any of that. I've moved away from that a long time ago, and I've actually been able to form deep appreciation for having had this connection and having had all of that go down. Gratitude, because it really put me on my path. It took me off of a really crappy repetitive cycle that I seem to not be able to get out of before. So Spirit's saying they're helping right now. They're helping pull us through. And with that, there are a lot of messages, if you're able to receive them, coming through the crown chakra. Each solar flare, I don't know if I talked about this or not. Did I talk about this? Lately, I've been getting this burning at the top of my head, and you can feel heat, all the way up to here. You can feel all the heat, and it was only when we were getting those X flares, it was like, oh my God, my crown chakra is on fire. And then I also had it happen simultaneously. The first couple days ago, when we had 2 X-class flares, I had this burning in my abdomen. It started around my belly button. It was red, and it was just the skin was hot and red, like sunburn. And then it turned out to be around my whole abdomen, and it went away in like an hour, but I'm like, what is that? And the burning on the head. And then when I saw the solar flares, I'm like, okay, that's what this is. Some big cosmic energy coming in and really activating us. But 6 of Swords, these are spirit guides. This could also be some earth angels here on the ground floor helping to pull us along through the choppy waters, navigating through this sea right now. Gratitude is necessary, yes. Gratitude, I can't even tell you how much the energy of gratitude will change not only your perspective, but your life experience. But you really have to mean it. You can't just be like, I'm so grateful. No, it's like a deep gratitude for just everything you're experiencing. And it takes, you got to get through the journey of really painful, hard stuff to get to the point of being grateful for the things that cause great pain. But in our minds, we think it caused great pain. But then with the higher level perspective of Chiron and those activations, it's like, okay, that's a lot of stuff that has been carried for lifetimes. Not just this life, lifetimes, multiple. So that's why it feels so heavy. That's why it feels so intensely emotional. Get out of your mind. I think that's for a higher purpose, like connecting upwards. So true, Scott. Living in gratitude will change our lives. Oxytocin also boosts. Yes. it changed my physical body. I was able to heal my spinal injury through that and get off of all the medications I was on prior to having that experience. It totally changed the physicality of my body and healed my spine. I used to barely, like, I had some bad physical pain and issues and surgeries and things like that are no longer, they're gone. Totally gone. So totally gone. I went from that to running in marathons and teaching like aerial yoga. I'm certified in teaching like spinning around on those things. I haven't done that in a little while, but the way I could move my body was totally different. It was very interesting how that happened. Grateful to speak about this stuff with good people like yourselves. Yes, I know. Isn't it refreshing to just have these conversations and they're just like, we're all in agreement. Like, yeah, this is real. Oxytocin is also produced in women during pregnancy. Mm-hmm. I remember when I was pregnant with my son, all the things and the creative element, you get really creative. That's when I do most of like painting and photography, and my artistic abilities like get a giant boost. Anti-gravity yoga is my fave. Yeah. Isn't it fun? So overall, we have the Three of Cups. Well, here we are. Look. Did you ever think that we would all be having this conversation together? It links us. We're finding our tribe. We're finding our soulmates and those that we can have these conversations with. And how beautiful is that? You remember how lonely it was in the beginning? How not only lonely but painful, and the pain's so deep. You try to tell a friend or a family member, they're gonna look at you like, why can't you just, I understand it's painful, but you gotta move on and get over it. It's like, no, it's not like that. Trust me, I'm a Scorpio. When it's time for me to move on, I'll move on, no problemo. But not in this scenario. Now, I still carry this person's energy from time to time. And it's very interesting. Let's get one more spread. I'm curious now where this is going. Yeah, you wrote, when you were in love, I wrote great music. See, so these are all like when we can produce that again for ourselves. And it's easier said than done because we have to truly love ourselves to the depths of what we were feeling before, producing or that oxytocin for ourselves. And I have spurts of it. I depending on what the energy is going on, there are certain days where I'm just like, woo, I feel amazing and life's speaking to me, and I want to actually create new things and do things. It seems like I've had that go in and out through these waves a lot this year, a lot. Last year I had a good flow, a couple months of really nice flow. I felt that while painting after a long time. Yep. I just find it crazy how the cards come out and how you interpret them. I lost the music. It's coming back. Good. Yay. The only way up is up, baby. That is right. That is right. Yeah, we can't go back. Who would want to go back? Don't want to go back? No. Onward and upward. And honestly, when I connect to the cards and do these readings, this is when I have that burst of oxytocin. I truly do. So whatever practice that calls to you, a modality of sort, it doesn't have to be meditation. It can be anything that you start to tap in and you feel spirit flowing through your body. I think that's why I love reading cards so much. So it's a win-win anyway. But do it. And sometimes, it'll find you. So you don't have to rack your brain looking for like, what's going to bring this out in me? The cards found me. I did not seek this out, but I'm grateful for that. I'm so grateful for that. The cards found me and they're like, you know how to read us. You understand this. It must have been a past life thing because I just naturally knew. I'm loving the vibe here. I really am. And I'm loving the vibe in this message too. Judgment. We're always going to be going through a phase of awakening and remembering. They keep saying remembering. Remember. Remember who you are. Remember why you came here. Anytime that you are feeling out of sorts, too much in the mind, feeling the density too much. Wow. Connect back, connect to the sun, connect to the earth, connect to nature. Hi, Jen. What are you saying there? Art of any form, physically creating. Yeah, that'll get you in it, right? That'll get you there. Funny how some cards find their way out. I know, isn't it? So we have judgment. There's a card. Hearing the call. When your soul calls you in a direction, it really wakes you up to life in a whole new way. And we are breaking free. Again, we are always breaking free. It's in layers and stages and phases. I think we would all be in so much shock and we might not even make it through if all of the stuff that we were to break free from happened all at one time. Energetically, I don't think that our bodies could physically handle it. Our emotional body especially. Yes, emotion is energy in motion. So again, connect to nature in any form. The sun, the moon, the stars, the earth, animals. Connect. That is our natural frequency. So again, when we're getting pummeled with all of these different energies and our body doesn't know how to process it, or it takes the body a little bit longer to really catch up. The body takes the longest. Get yourself outside. Get yourself outside because you can soak in that natural frequency of the earth and it will really help a lot, especially now because we're in this whole new phase of all new energy. And I don't know about you guys, but I have been having shoulder pain. There's certain old wounds, and I never injured my shoulder ever. There's no reason for my shoulder to hurt at all. Not only that, but I broke my toe, like a month ago. And then just yesterday, my other foot, like I ran into the bottom of one of my tables or something. So like both of my feet are hurting. Yeah, spring energy. That's right. Moment to moment. And we have, okay. So here's one of the biggest messages. So we have energetic support, spiritual support, and support of others. Some have support of others here on earth that are carrying, that are helping us through this emotional time, helping us through navigating it without getting too caught up in the mind. And that is helping to bring us balance balance, spirituality, and practicality. So that you can go in to your office job. You can go in to whatever it is, mundane life, with a new perspective, with a new energy, with a newfound connection. And watch things change. Watch people change. Watch how powerful you truly are. Hello, hello. Overall, we still have the Two of Swords, which is okay. The Two of Swords, it speaks of still conflicting perspectives, beliefs, or thought forms about something, most likely about this Lover's card. And so it will naturally progress into a more healed state, so we're not trapped. This is what we don't want any longer. We don't want to be trapped in fear when it comes to love, when it comes to giving and receiving of that divine spark, that of the heart. And they're saying it's natural to be guarded, but the guard is coming off. The guard is coming down slowly but surely. Let's okay. Gonna get one last message, advice for us from the Oracle of the Seven Energies. I haven't read from this deck in a while. And this number 7 keeps coming up for me a lot. I can't escape it. It's one of my synchronicities lately, is the 7s. And then even in I had a pretty deep experience last night. And it was beautiful. It was so beautiful. And this support group that I was facilitating, and there were 7 of us. And that didn't dawn on me until this morning. I'm like, there's 7 again. There's the number 7. Oh, you're welcome, Scott. The impenetrable shield is being penetrated. Yes. Yeah. And I had a little sensation of that last night. Well, at first I had a trigger that had me put my guard up. And then I had to let the guard down to be able to give and receive of that, and to be able to actually be a big source of support in a support group. So it was really interesting how that all played out. I like that Prince song 8. Oh my God, and Prince has been my number one. He's one of my spirit guides, I swear. He follows me. He's been following me since 2019. I have this deck, a David Bowie deck, and I was reading it just by myself one night, and I started channeling. Prince came in. I started channeling David Bowie. I was a big Bowie fan. And I started to feel him, and I was having so much fun with it. And all of a sudden, Prince came in the mix. And so I'm like, it was really cool. And one of my friends came in my house and came upstairs. I was like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh my God, I'm channeling David Bowie and Prince right now. And I was telling her all about it. And she believed me, but she wasn't as excited as I was, because I could feel that energy rushing through my body. And then the next day we were together, and I forget, we were in somebody's car and Prince came on. And from that time on, every time we got together, Prince would play. Or every time we would think of each other, a Prince song would play. We couldn't escape the Prince, and he still follows me. It's so cool. So thank you for bringing Prince back in. And the number 8, we are in a number 8 year. Played Purple Rain last night. Love it, love it, love it. changes. And my cat, I don't know if you guys can see her. She's chasing her tail. Can you see her back there? She gets excited about Prince too. All right, so I'm going to get one last message from this oracle deck, and then I do have to go. I have to go feed my neighbor's cat. I forgot. He had surgery, and so I got to go check in on him. Speaking of cats. Oh, I love it. I had a feeling this card was going to come out. Birds of a feather. This has been my ongoing experience lately too, which is, will also get the oxytocin going. When you connect to other people from your soul family and, you know, we're all kind of in this same intertwining type of journey with very similar experiences, suddenly we awaken that energy all over again together. And that's powerful. It truly is. Birds of a feather flock together. That's right. Have you ever wondered how people naturally gravitate to one another and discover a surprising intimacy and connection? There is a kind of magnetic energy, like an invisible ray of light, that gently pulls people together to form something beautiful that can be shared. As in the saying, birds of a feather flock together, it comes from an instinctual need for belonging, you might say. We need community to survive and to thrive and to grow. We humans are social creatures, after all. None of us are meant to be alone. The concept of belonging is playing an important role in your life currently. Perhaps you recently found yourself in a group where you knew you were in the right place. Trust those strands of connection, for now is the time to thrive in the community. What you will find is a deeper and more expansive way of looking at the world by borrowing yourself to others and sharing ideas, hopes, and dreams. However long you stay here in this journey of becoming who you're meant to be, connecting with community and participating in fellowship is the best thing for you right now. You will flourish as a part of a network of like-minded and like-hearted people. Stick to what feels good and resonates with your heart as true. When you understand the value of this community, you will discover everything you're hoping for and much more than you're expecting. Beautiful. I mean, that is the perfect message to wrap this up with. I always know how to. I mean, you can't make it up. I love that. I love that. What are you guys saying here? Those synchronicities, when I notice them, I know I'm on the right path. Cats. One of mine is sleeping on the pizza, keeping it warm, all fellowship, a silver thread, and my gigs. That's awesome. Well, good luck to you all with your artistic endeavors. And, you know, I get inspired a lot too. Martin, you inspired me to bust out my flute the other day when you shared that song. For whatever reason, after listening to it, it like got all the energies moving around in me, and suddenly I heard like, get your flute out. I'm like, okay, and I did. I played for about an hour, and I don't play it that often anymore. I actually sometimes forget that I even have it or know how to play an instrument. Oh, yes, I will give the cat some rub for you. Lucky 7, that's right. Well, thank you all for joining me tonight. It was so good to engage in dialogue and be in the company of like-minded, like-hearted birds of a feather. And yeah, I'm I'm always enjoying doing these things though. Until next time, I'm going to go check on Benji now. He had his little surgery, and so we'll give him a little pet and a little treat and some food. Yeah, so much blessings to you guys. Love you. Take care. Bye. That's right. Let's fly.